Hello, you guys! How are you? I am so excited to share this information with you. Whether you have been invited by me or somebody else on the downline of this team, I am incredibly excited for you. I personally think that this is just a beautiful gift. This is a beautiful opportunity. And if you feel that this is the right opportunity for you, if you feel that this is going to provide for you, if you feel that this is going to be a match for you, if you feel at all called or pulled or curious about doing it, then absolutely do so. The best way that you can get started and enrolled is through sending the person who invited you into this group a message that just says, I'm ready. I am ready. I am ready to go. I am ready to do this. And I do want to start off and open this up to just say, like, number one, nobody is holding you down. Nobody is forcing you to do this. If you join today or tomorrow or this week and you are like, in a month from now, you're like, this is freaking stupid. I hate it. I don't ever want to talk to these people again. This is a load of bull crap. You can cancel. And let's say in 6 months from now, and you're like, I'm just not jiving with this. I am just not jiving with this. I don't like the programs. I don't like the fitness programs. I don't like these people. I don't like the online aspect of things. I want to do something different. So be it. That's totally fine. You can quit. You can leave. You can cancel. You can quit. There's there's nobody holding you down. Hello, Mindy. There's nobody holding you down, telling you that you are forced to do this. And I also want to preface that by saying, we are not judging you if you don't think that this is for you. But I will say this. I will fight until, hello, Hannah, I will fight until the day that you block me or you are like, no, leave me alone. I will fight for you, for your goals, for whatever it is that inspires you to get into this team and start this opportunity. I will fight for that. And with that being said, I won't be somebody who will just allow you to up and leave and quit on your goals, on your own personal dreams, just because it's hard. So I won't say that this is going to be an easy breezy walk in the park, but I will say that the things that we do are simple. The things that we do are a lifestyle. The things that we do, you can implement and integrate into your life. And I and every other coach on this team are here to help you do that. We are not expecting you to come into this and have all of the answers. I do not expect you to be good at this. I do not expect you to hit all of your goals within the first 30 days of you joining. I do not expect you to know any of the answers. I am here. Your team is here. The entire downline, no matter where you are in the downline, it doesn't matter whether you join with me, you join with one of my coaches, or one of my coaches' coaches. It doesn't matter. We are an entire team. It is collectively the Vibe Tribe. It's collectively a community for you to empower yourself and build a lifestyle in a community, and a business opportunity for yourself. So with that being said, I will fight for you to accomplish your goals, and I will fight for you to hang on and stick in there. And I personally feel that my story is an incredible example of, if you stick with it, and if you don't give up, if you stay here and you continue to grow into the opportunity, instead of expecting it to just work out and be awesome all right from the beginning, if you allow yourself to make mistakes, to fail forward, to learn, hey, Jackie, to learn about yourself, about this business, about your health, to just grow into the opportunity and to not put stress on yourself. Like, the biggest thing that I always say is, this should not feel like a chore. It should feel like a privilege. To me, to be a coach, to be in this community, to be doing what I do and living the lifestyle that I do is a privilege. I don't wake up feeling like obligated to do it. I choose every single day to do what I do, and I don't put pressure on myself anymore. I really haven't ever, but especially like in the last, I would say, 6 months or so, I've released myself of pressure of having to be this certain way or succeed this certain amount or hit these certain goals at this certain time or something like that. Like, I'm just not into that. And I don't teach anybody on the team to do that way. I mentor and teach and I empower. Let this be what it needs to be for you in your life. So one of the videos, I'm actually going to come in and I'm going to talk about different avenues, different ways that you can take this business on, depending on what you need and what you're attracted to as far as this opportunity goes. So make sure you tune into that so that you can know which way am I coming into this? Which avenue am I going to go? What am I attracted to? What am I like looking for? And based on that, you will do certain things. You'll do different things. You might do more of one thing, less of another thing, and so on and so forth. But the beautiful gift about this opportunity is that it gets to be yours. It gets to be exactly what it needs to be for you. So I can share my story, and I will, and I'm going to share other stories of other coaches within the team, but their story is not your story. My story is not your story. Your story gets to be written the exact way that is meant to be written, and you get to use this opportunity and integrate it into your life to allow your lifestyle to be that much better. And the fact that this is a lifestyle, not a job, is just incredible. So whether you make $5 from this, which is really impossible, but if you made $5 from this or you made $5,000 from this, it doesn't matter. The lifestyle that coaching is what will pay you. At the end of the day, that's the beauty in it. So don't get me wrong, I love making money. I also love helping other people make money more than I love making my own money. So that gets me riled up and it gets me excited, but maybe you're not somebody who needs thousands and thousands of dollars. Maybe you're somebody who loves their full-time job. Maybe you're somebody who loves to, you just are super comfortable with where you're at financially and you don't need money, but you need health, or you need a community, or you need a mindset shift. Whatever it is that you are in need of, you can achieve that. It's your story. You get to write it exactly that it's the way it's supposed to be for you. So let me share what my story looks like. Let me share, I will try and give you the very short version, because over the course of these videos and once you join the team and you get to know me, you get to know my team, you get to know my story even deeper. But I will give you pretty much the short story is this. I joined coaching when I was 22 years old in January of 2016. At the time, I was really deep in a battle fighting against the verbal and emotional abuse and the manipulation and control that was within my family. So I was helping my mom get out of her situation. It was the first time that she finally left. I got kicked out of my house and at one point, and I left and I had never been back. And that was, I think, the year before, 2 years before that or something like that, maybe a year before that. And at this time, at the end of 2015, right around like October, November area is when she left for the very first time. So I was feeling this big emotional overload of having to be the strong person, having to be the person that she can count on and fight against it, because nobody else was fighting the fight for us. Nobody else was fighting against what was happening. And I seemed to be the only one that saw clearly that this was wrong. And so when she left, that was a big emotional drainage on my heart. It was super hard to handle, but I also was like this tough, stern person who didn't care about anything or nothing could hurt me or anything like that. So I was 22 years old and I was struggling. I was struggling so hard, and I had been working my first full-time job, trying to figure out this life as an adult for the first time out of college. And I had been working for about 6 months at that time, and we were struggling. I was struggling financially. I was making less than paycheck to paycheck. I was constantly in overdraft. I was constantly, I swear the collector companies had me on speed dial, but I constantly had 1-800 numbers calling me, and if I accidentally answered it and it was a collector's, I didn't know how to do it. I was never taught what to do or how to handle a situation like that. I was never taught how to properly manage money. I was never taught how to even have money. And all I knew was living a life of debt. And my parents I grew up with my parents also being on speed dial to the collector companies. And that's what they did. They just would never answer. And if they answered, they would like come up with some excuse and they would hang up the phone or something. And it was just not fun whatsoever. So at 22 years old, that was my life. And it sucked. It sucked so freaking much. And it even more sucked, if that's not a proper way of saying it, but the worst part about it was that I felt like I was putting Kyle into that situation. So my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, we were living together for the first time, and it was like a few months we had been living together, and we were able to pay our bills, but it just sucked. We didn't have extra money. I had a maxed out credit card. That Christmas, because I joined in January, so that Christmas, I had to put all of my gifts on my credit card. I couldn't even really buy anything. We agreed not to do anything. I think our spending limit was like $30 or something like that to each other, because we just didn't have the funds. We didn't have the way to do that. And I racked up this credit card bill on top of what I already had. So now I was beyond what my actual credit limit was. I was struggling, and then emotionally I was a mess. So I always say I was literally like riding first class on the Hot Mess Express, but the emotional hot mess express. So I was depressed without really knowing what it was. It still makes me feel weird to say that, because I genuinely always thought like, no, there's no way that I could be depressed. Like, I don't live that life. I'm still smiling. I'm still happy. I can laugh. Whatever. It didn't feel like that was possible, but that's what it is. And I'm learning now that, especially with like being an advocate for mental health, I am learning that that's the problem around it, is that we oftentimes have this idea that we can't feel that way because we're smiling. So we can't be sad if we're smiling. We can't be hurting if we're happy. We can't be feeling all of this emotional craziness and this heavy weight on our chest, and having these things happen to us if we're feeling happy or going through life not looking like we are depressed or in a depression, right? But that was the reality. And I, in my 20s, developed a lot of symptoms of anxiety that I don't think I had earlier on, or they just were not to the extent that they were at that time. And so in that first year in 2016, I was starting to feel a lot of anxious, a lot of symptoms from my anxiety. And one of the biggest ones that I feel is like there's something being put on my chest and I can't breathe. And so a few months into coaching, I had gone to the doctor because I was like, I literally cannot breathe. Like, I could not catch a breath for weeks. I could not catch a breath. So I thought maybe it was like asthma or something. Maybe I needed a puffer or something like that. And I go to the walk-in clinic, and the doctor's like, "Are you anxious?" I was like, "Oh, let me tell you." Yes. And pretty much that's when I had the realization. Like, I remember going home, and I was like, I had to call actually into my job. Thank God I had the best boss, but I was like, "Hey, I need to go to the walk-in clinic right now. I literally can't breathe. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the problem is, but I can't." I was teaching gymnastics at the time. I cannot come in and teach gymnastics because I can't freaking breathe. And so, anyways, that was about the time that I started to really realize that I was experiencing anxiety. And from that point forward, I really honed in on getting my mindset right, getting my health and fitness consistency intact and working on it. And I did that by doing the lifestyle of coaching. And so I would say for about the first 7 months, coaching was a lot of, I helped people, so I was making extra money. I was able to earn my investment back within the first, within my first month. And then I turned that investment, my $180 Canadian investment, I turned that into $950 within my first 3 months. I was working 50 plus hours a week still at my full-time job, and I wasn't even allowed to do this business because I was a personal trainer at a main gym and it was so against the rules. So my rebellious, risky self, trust me when I say that I was risky and I did this with a million risks and so many reasons not to do this, I did it anyway because I genuinely had nothing to lose. I had nothing to lose. I literally, like, when I told Kyle, he was not on board, by the way. So if you are dealing with somebody who is not super supportive, he was not super supportive, or he was supportive of me, but he wasn't necessarily an advocate or somebody who was like, yeah, go this business. He thought it was like a pyramid scheme. He thought it was scammy. He thought it was like going to be weird, and he just didn't see the vision, and that's totally fine. But he did support me, so at least there was that. And so my suggestion for a lot of people who are struggling because somebody doesn't fully support them, my suggestion is to get in it, wholeheartedly believe that you can do it, and just show them. Just show them that it's worth it. Show them that it works. Show them what you are going to do. And through showing them, they will start to learn about it. They'll start to see how incredible it is for you, and they'll start to believe in it too. But I think there is a fine line between, okay, how do I say this nicely? Basically, I don't think you need to ask permission for somebody, and if somebody doesn't think that this is right for you, I don't think it's necessarily their decision. I personally believe that if you think that this is great for you, I mean, you guys, you're literally saying yes to working out, sharing it. That's it, and making more money. There's nothing in this that is weird. There's nothing in this that is scammy. There's nothing in this that is gross. And if you don't like it, don't do it. If you don't like it, quit. There's nothing, I'm not holding you down. I'm not tying you into this. I am not going to force you to do something you don't want to do. And so you can lead with that with whoever is not super supportive of it. Like, listen, I appreciate your opinion, but I'm going to do this. This is my life. You're not really the boss of me. And basically the way I did it with Kyle was I just asked that you support me in this endeavor. I asked that you support me and my decision, and I'm gonna figure it out. And basically if you fall on your face, it's your mistake to learn. It's your mistake to learn, not theirs. They can't hold you down. They can't stop you from doing something. You know how your parents always they pretty much had to let you fail in order for you to learn the lesson? That's pretty much the way I look at it, like this. When I joined, I was like, listen, if this is going to be a mistake, if this is going to be a flop, if this is not going to work out, it's my mistake to learn. But there is something so deep within me that is pulling me to do this, that is pulling me to say yes, to try it out. And I don't really care what the risks are, because everything inside of me is like, you need to do this right. So I did. And I just pretty much told him, listen, if I fall on my face, that's my mistake. There's no risk for you. There's no real risk for you. And I actually just asked him recently, a few weeks ago, I was like, you know, what did you think about when I was thinking about doing this and you were not super into it? He's like, honestly, pretty much the only thing was that I was afraid that of what other people were gonna think. But at the end of the day, who the fuck cares what other people think? It's not their decision. And he said he supported me, and he just didn't quite understand the business model, and he was open to learning about it. But at the end of the day, what I was telling him was that, hey babe, I'm gonna sign up for something. It's an opportunity to make more money, and what I need to do is work out, get results, and share it. That's it. And he's like, how do you say no to that? Where in there is there something bad that can harm you, that can hurt you, that can hurt us? There's nothing in there. You're literally living a lifestyle of fitness, nutrition, community, empowerment. And from there, he was like, okay. And it took him a little while for him to actually truly, it was actually a year and a half when he came to my first event that we do once a year. He came to that, and that's when he really, I'm so in, I love it. Send me a message. But when he came to that event is when he really fell in love and believed. He became a believer. He became a believer in the business model because he got to hear and see and understand what this is. And ever since then, he's been like I am a Beachbody believer. I am a firm believer and supporter and advocate of this opportunity, of this business. And he fights for you guys too. Trust me, when we talk about people, when we have conversations, I ask him all the time, babe, how how can I portray this message better? How can I help more people? Which people can I help today? Like, we talk about it, and when people are so in their heads and they get wrapped up into it, he's fighting for you guys too. He is fighting on the other side without necessarily you guys knowing. Oh, that's weird, I can see my hand. Without you guys knowing, he's fighting for you to succeed too. He's fighting for you to believe in yourself too. And this is just a true passion that I have, that he now has too. And will he ever be like a full-on coach himself? Probably not, but he does work with me to better portray this opportunity, to be a better explainer, to be a better advocate, to be a better coach, a better businesswoman, a better mentor, so that you guys can succeed too. And so that's what I usually say to people who are like, I don't necessarily have somebody, or my spouse is not supportive, or my mom is not supportive. My answer is always this: that's okay. The best thing that you can do is prove them wrong. And the second best thing you can do is just ignore them. Appreciate their opinions. But if they were doing something wrong, or if they were doing something that you didn't believe in, it's not your place to tell them, I don't think that you should do that. Think about a dating person, right? You can say a million times, I don't think that you should do that, but that person is going to go and date that person anyways, right? You don't have the means. You don't have the position. It's not your responsibility to decide who somebody dates, what decisions this person makes, where they go and work, where they go and live, what they go and do with their lives. Is not your space. It's not your responsibility, and it is not your place to decide whether or not they should do that. That's the same thing for you in this opportunity if you have somebody who is not supportive. And if you are like me, then you will be a little rebellious and you won't really care. So for me, I've always been the girl that's like, I don't really give a shit what your opinion is. I'm gonna go and do it anyways. And I have failed a million times. Trust me, I have failed more than I've ever succeeded. This has to be probably the one and only thing that I've ever succeeded at, other than dating my now husband for as long as we have been dating. I've failed a million times. I have tried a million things and failed a million things. But every single time, it was my mistake to learn. It was my mistake to have. It was my failure to have. And I needed to do that. I needed to go through that and fail and learn in order to progress forward. All of those failures that I've had in the past would not, if I didn't do those, I would never be here. And I am so grateful for all of those failures, for all of those flops, for all of those mistakes that I've made, because it brought me here. And so throughout the course of the 3 years that I've been coaching, I have completely improved my life. That depression phase that I was in right before I joined coaching, it was probably for a few months before I said yes. And the anxiety, I've gained control over all of that. I have finally created a consistent routine and lifestyle with my workouts. Guys, don't get me wrong. I love pizza. I love wine. I love food. I am obsessed with food. I think it is the greatest thing on the planet. And I do not like to actually work out every single day. I was a Monday restarter for years. When I turned 19 in Canada, it is the legal drinking age. So I turned 19 and I just drank like pretty much every single night almost. And I drank all of the sugary drinks. I gained a crap ton of weight really, really quickly. I went and got a personal trainer, paid thousands of dollars for that. I worked with my personal trainer. I lost weight, and that's what actually made me fall in love with the fitness industry. So then I went to school, became a personal trainer, and started within the field. However, within those 4 years or 3 years or something like that, 19, 20, 21, 22, I think it was like 3 or 4 years, that until like August 2016 is when I really started. Within those years, I went up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I have been overweight. I have been in a healthy, fit state. I have had muscles, and then I gained it all back. I've struggled a million times. I have been there. I have been the person who has gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, gained weight, lost weight like a million times, I kid you not. And so I understand that inconsistency and I understand that struggle. And for me, what gave me the consistent routine was coaching. It wasn't until I really, truly committed to the programs that we have that I finally created a consistent routine. Okay, I loved going to the gym. I still love going to the gym. I'm a personal trainer and class instructor at a studio, and I love to lift weights. I love to do classes. I love to do yoga. I love to do all of the things, but I don't like to get there. So for me, it was the consistency of this is my now workout space. I wake up, I plug my computer in right, I can't figure it out, right there. I set up my phone in my tripod and I play my workout on that TV and I get my workout done. I have all of my weights right there. And for me, don't get me wrong, you guys, sometimes I wish I was in a gym. Sometimes I wish I had a facility. Yes, it would be wonderful, but I paid $99 a year to have workouts for the entire year. Okay, that is like, I don't know, $8 a month or something like that. You can't find a gym that has that, and I have all of the workouts to do that. One day I will probably get a gym membership again, or better yet, I'll create a home gym. I will continue to go and do my classes, and I do the classes when I teach them. But it was these programs when I agreed and I committed and I did them start to finish that finally gave me that consistent routine. So it was living the lifestyle. It was living the lifestyle of working out, sharing it for my own accountability. So when I actually started sharing it on social media, it was August of 2016, and I committed to myself. I said, I am going to take a picture every single day after I do my workout, and I'm gonna say, I did my workout today, and maybe something that I was thinking about that day. It had nothing to do with making money or selling people or getting people to join my group. It had nothing to do with the business. It had everything to do with me just keeping consistent and showing up and being accountable to doing my workout. Because at this point, I had never completed in 7 months of being a coach an actual program start to finish, doing every single day or as many days as I can without restarting. I was that consistent restarter. I was that every Monday or every other Monday I would restart, and I would do that with programs too. I would start a program, and then if I wasn't consistent enough for 2 weeks, if I wasn't perfect, then I would start it over saying, I'm gonna do better this time. And I just kept allowing myself to do that. In August of 2016, August 1st, I said, I did a 3-day cleanse that we have. I did that. I hated every minute of it, but I loved it. I loved it too. Cleaned out my system, cleaned out my body, and I committed to a 30-day program. And that 30-day program has forever been the start of my journey, and I'm so grateful for it. And I committed to that program. Did I do it perfectly? Absolutely not. But I didn't allow myself to restart, and I have never allowed myself to restart ever since that day. It doesn't matter how good of a workout it is, how bad of a workout it is, how many days I skip, how many days I don't do, how many days I stare at the TV instead of actually doing my workout, because it doesn't matter. I no longer allow myself that opportunity to restart. And this consistency, doing these programs, doing this lifestyle of taking a picture after I work out, putting it on social media and saying I freaking did my workout today, I'm proud of myself, that lifestyle is exactly what has built this, but has brought me to this point. And then the personal development. So as a coach, one of the things that we do is personal development. If you've never heard of it, no worries, I didn't either. But it's basically just reading really good books. If you've ever heard of like Rachel Hollis, or You Were a Badass is a really popular book, those books changed my life. Those books changed my life, and they continue to do so. And I am nowhere near the person I am today at 25, gonna be 26. The person I am today is wiser than anybody that is in my family who is older than me, okay? Because of personal development, and I've just learned so much. So I've learned how to manage money. I've learned how to overcome struggles. I've learned how to be a better person, how to overcome these battles, getting out of the personal family situation that I'm in, how to overcome that. I was never taught those things. I was never educated or mentored or parented in a lot of those areas. And for me, I never knew that being anxious or being depressed or having any of those symptoms was a thing. I didn't know that that was possible because I grew up being told you wear your heart on your sleeve. You're not supposed to do these things. Stop being so emotional. Stop being so dramatic. I didn't know that those mental health things existed. I didn't know that those mental health ways existed, and I didn't know how to overcome them. And it's the lifestyle of being a coach, which means doing a workout, reading personal development, showing up and being accountable and consistent. That is how I have become the person I am. The money aspect of things is just fucking cool. The travel aspect of things is just fucking cool. That is what gets me like excited to do more and to build a full business, to build and create a 6-figure business. That gets me excited. But it's the lifestyle that has changed my life. And that is exactly why I personally believe that coaching can be for any person who may need consistency, who may need empowerment, who may need community, who maybe you are consistent and you need money. So the money aspect of things can create that better lifestyle for you. The personal development can change your entire mind. The personal development can change your entire happiness. It can create this joy in your life that you never would otherwise have. And it's the lifestyle of fitness, nutrition, of personal development, personal growth, of community, not competition. Community and empowerment. That is what this community is. It is a team of people, of girls, of women who are here to say, you are a fucking badass and I believe in you. And it doesn't matter where you've been. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. It doesn't matter what you are right now. What matters is where you want to be. And I am here to cheer you on. No judgment. No bashing, no competition. I am here to cheer you on. And that is every single person within the Vibe Tribe. So if you are a coach in the Vibe Tribe and you are watching this, then tell everybody below that this is the truth, because that's what the Vibe Tribe is. That is the community that we have created. That is the community that we are building, and that's what we want you to be a part of. We don't want you to come in and feel like you have to be this specific way, or you have to come in and you're a failure if you don't succeed. You're a failure if you don't hit your goals. That is wrong, and we will show you that. We will prove that to you, but we are here to lift you up, and that's why people join our team. We are here to be your cheerleaders. We are here to be the people who fight for your goals, because not every single person is going to believe in themselves enough to fight for their own goals. So that's what we're here for. Yes. And she is lying. No, I'm not lying. She isn't lying. Yes, exactly. So Selena is actually a coach far within the downline, but she is incredible and I'm super proud of her. So that's my story with coaching. That is like pretty much the short version of things. I have a lot of different aspects within my story because it came from such a crazy, messy place when I first started. There's just so many things that I have done and accomplished in 3 years, and I'm not even nearly close to the goals that I set when I first joined. I wanted to build, and still do want to build, a 6-figure business. I want to build my way to the top of the company. I would love and dream of being within the top 10 of the business. I want to help. The biggest thing that gets me out of bed in the morning is helping my team, helping people become a coach, make money, or change their lifestyle. And that is what fuels me up. That's what gets me excited. That's what makes me light up and jump out of bed every single morning, is how can I help mentor girls my age that are going through this, early 20s into the early 30s, somewhere within there. How can I better help? How can I show up as the example? How can I better portray? How can I better mentor? How can I teach them and believe in them and empower them to build a lifestyle of their dreams, to build a lifestyle that saves them from that crippling anxiety, depression, emotional roller coaster that they might be going through? How can I better create a consistent lifestyle for them that builds them into this confident, beautiful, badass person that they are? How do I create boss ladies? That is my mission, and that is exactly why I'm here. And so if you are down for that, then you can either get on now. You don't have to wait until this group is over. You can start anytime that you are ready. But otherwise, keep watching, keep reading, keep watching, keep learning, and keep your hearts and minds open. The biggest mistake that you can make, or the biggest thing that will hold you back, is saying no because you're afraid. The best thing that you can do is try it out, see if it's for you. If it's not, quit, leave, bye. It's not a failure. It is something that you tried. The worst thing that you can do, the biggest mistake that you can do, is continue to watch, to continue to see everybody else succeeding and wonder if you were possible. What if you are the next best thing? What if you are the next top leader within this team? What if you're the next top leader within the company? You don't know until you try. You don't know what you are capable of until you show up and you believe in yourself, or at least let us believe in you until you believe in yourself that much, so that you can see what you're capable of, so that you can see what your potential is. I love you so much, and I am so excited to continue to share with you guys. If you have any questions whatsoever, you are free to drop them in any of the videos or send me a personal message. But I am so excited to see who joins the Vibe Tribe, who joins the team this month, and I'm excited to share with you guys the travel adventures and all of the incredible travel opportunities that we have, because this month is travel edition. I love you so much.